finds 2 blocks. Guys, this is insane. He finds 2 blocks within 16 minutes of each other. 16 minutes and 15 seconds. He finds 2 blocks. Hey YouTube, I'm Leo, and in this video I want to talk about Ethereum mining, why you should mine, why you shouldn't stop mining even if the prices drop. Like right now, Ethereum today was like at $1,840, then it dropped to like $1,750. But remember, it was $60 less than a year ago. And I do, and I remember it at $200 at $150. And you know, there was a little bit of temptation to sell and just get rid of it because you think like it's gonna drop and never come back, but then it goes back up. And you know, we've been through ups and downs. And basically, when I got into mining 3 years ago, a little bit more than that, you know, the mindset changes over time. So back then, the mindset was, you know, like pay off the equipment in 90 days and then start making some money. But luckily, or fortunately, or call it whatever you want, I never sold my ETH that I mined back then and kept on mining. And I did eventually stop because the thing is, in Massachusetts, my electric costs almost 24 cents a kilowatt hour. Like, you know, you see all these mining guys and they're like, oh, you know, average is like 10 cents a kilowatt hour. Well, first of all, it's not. In US, average is 13 cents a kilowatt hour. That's 30% more. And that's average. Again, mine is almost 24 cents per kilowatt hour. So I pay more than most of those guys. For example, BBT, you know, like one of the guys that kind of, I watched he was one of the first guys that I watched learning about mining. His price for power is like 6 cents where he runs his farm. And I think he lives somewhere around Chicago. In Chicago, it's like 9 cents per kilowatt hour, residential rate 10 cents. And then in Indiana, I think his mining farm is in Indiana, and he's paying somewhere around 6 cents per kilowatt hour. That's insane. He's like paying quarter of the money that I'm paying. So eventually in 2018, I did stop my farm, and didn't restart it until last year. But regardless, so in this video, I want to talk to you why I shouldn't have stopped, but you know, you never know, and I will show you examples. I'll touch upon solo mining. I'm really interested about solo mining lately, and I know a lot of people say like you're never gonna find a block, but I'll show you something very interesting. We're going to switch to the computer screen here, and I'm going to show you something very cool. So among those things that I will show you is a guy who mined basically since 2018. And he never turned off his rig. And I don't know exactly what his hash power is, but I imagine he has one rig at around 240 kilo hashes or mega hashes, which is like this rig is more mega hashes than his, okay? So in 3 years, he never stopped. I don't know how much he was paying for electricity, but I estimated that his rig is using somewhere around 1,000 watts and at like 13 cents per kilowatt hour. We can do the math. He spent about $2,500 in 3 years for electricity, okay? He mined almost 11 ETH during this time. Now, I don't know if he sold it or not, but if he didn't sell it, he would be at around 20 grand right now. So let's say his rig back then cost him 4 grand. He spent $2,500 on electricity. That's 6,500. He would be sitting on 20 grand right now if he wasn't selling. And you know, when you run a farm of like 5 to 10 rigs, it becomes expensive. But one rig, you can actually afford to keep running even at 24 cents per 24 cents per kilowatt. And even if you lose a little bit of money, let's pull out the calculator. All right, so I did the math, and basically, if you look at EIA, which is Energy Information Administration, this is the government agency in the US, and average cost of electricity in the United States is 13.35 cents per kilowatt hour. And I'm not even sure if that includes, like, you know, the fees that are charged by your utility company, like, you know, a standard $10 or $12 standard fee that, you know, doesn't go toward your actual usage. You just have to pay to be connected. Anyway, so let's say 13 cents per kilowatt hour, you know. So and let's say your rig that's, you know, 250 watts, 250 mega hash. Let's say it's not as efficient as this thing because this is 290 and it's basically running at less than 800 watts, like 787 right now. And this actually includes the charging of this camera. All right, it doesn't include the screen. Anyway, so let's say he's using 1000 watts. All right, and probably a little bit more, but let's say 1000 watts. Let's say he has some efficient GPUs in there, so he's paying about $1,200 a year for electricity. That guy, and I'll show it to you. So $100 a month, and he gets one ETH. Like his account is set to get paid one ETH, the minimum payout. So he gets paid once in 2-3 months, all right? But he kept on mining since 2008. He had like 11 or 12 payouts the whole time, and the guy made almost 11 ETH, and his next payout is coming up in a few days. But the reason I found him is I went to my pool, I went to the blocks, people who find the blocks or miners. He was one of the block finders, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about solar mining. So anyway, I'll be just looking at my computer, and you can see this beautiful mining thing going on. Let's look at some data. Okay. So first of all, here is the EIA average price of retail electricity, cents per kilowatt hour, right here. You see residential, 13.35 cents per kilowatt hour, and that's November 2020 price. Okay, we'll close this out. And so yesterday I was looking, there was like pretty high payouts per block. Yesterday, like went up to even some 10 Ether blocks. Anyway, so at the time I started looking, it was about 3:50 p.m. 3:30 p.m. February 8th. Okay, and I mine on Nanopool. You can see here Nanopool. All right, that's what I mine. Anyway, so let's go one by one. I basically, just so you see, this is the guy that found the block. So I copy his wallet address. You can even copy it here. Copy, then F search, paste. He's right here, 5F0. Okay, 5F0. Very interesting. Alright, so he found the block yesterday worth 5.25 ETH. So the guy just could have mined by himself for, 2-3 years. So yeah, he's getting 263 average calculated hash rate. He doesn't even show the reported hash rate. And here his workers found a lot of shares. Let's look at payments. So yeah, he made like almost 11 ETH. Started mining in actually in June, only in June 2018. So kind of late to the party. So at first he was getting 1.3 minimum payout. He got 3 of those during June. I guess that's when the network difficulty kind of fell, because ETH at the time was like $400. So he was getting paid quite often, like every 12 days he was getting paid 0.14, 0.15 ETH. Then he switched to 1 full ETH payouts. Okay, and it took another 9 months for him to get his first ETH. And I don't know, like maybe he stopped, maybe he didn't, but it took 9 months to get the first ETH. Maybe he was like low on hash power. Then it took another 4 months to get another ETH, then 2 months, and by then the network difficulty was very low, and then another almost 2 months, another ETH, another just under 2 months, another ETH. So we're in 2020 now. Then it takes him less than 2 months, another ETH, then like 2.5 months, another ETH. So in March the price of ETH really dropped, like it was like $60-70, but that's when the market crash for the COVID happened. I'm kind of closer to the camera. Alright, so very interesting. So he's been getting paid like once in 2 months. Imagine the patience this guy has. Just like keep paying your electric bill, and 2 months later you get 1 ETH. And his last payment was in October. 3 months ago, guys. October 19th. Today is February 9th, so okay, 2 months and 20 days ago. And now in about 4 days, so almost 3 months later, 2 months and 25 days later, he is going to get paid again another 1.05 ETH. And he is going to be at 12 ETH. 12 Ethereum in 2.5 years. So he spent, let's say at average cost of electricity, he spent $2,500, $3,000 he spent on the electricity, probably, maybe less, maybe he does pay like 10 cents per kilowatt, and then that puts him at about $2,400 for electricity for this 2.5 years, and you know, maybe his equipment cost him. Actually, it didn't cost him anything because he bought it in he bought it in June 2018. That's when everybody started selling. It was like $400, $300. Everybody was selling. He got his equipment for pretty cheap, guys. I'm telling you, he got it for about $2,000, maybe. This guy's super smart, unlike me. So he builds his rig pretty cheaply when everything crashes, and just starts mining. Patiently, never stops. 2 months, 3 months he waits for 1 ETH. And he gets it. I don't know, like we can go into his account. I'm not gonna waste time on it. I think he sent it somewhere to the, let's check it. Okay, so here's his account let's look at his so he sends it to, it comes in, sends it to this address. So every time his ETH comes in, he sends it somewhere else. Let's look at analytics. So yeah, see? He waited a very long time for his first payment, and the next one was kind of fast, and like 7 months. From June till March, he waited for 1 ETH. Boom, boom, boom. Here he doesn't. Okay, so he stopped over here between September 2019, or maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so took a while here, boom, boom, boom. 1 ETH comes in. This is the dollar value. Yeah, so here, in March, it was $138. Now it's $1,800. Pretty cool, come on. Boom, boom, boom. It keep coming in. Finding shares, all is good. Anyway, so this guy finds a block. You know, he could just mine on his own. Now, I don't know, maybe you do need a pool to find a block. But here, he finds a block with his 260 mega hashes, okay? Here's another guy. Reported hash rate 92 mega hashes, finds a block. And I shit you not, I'm not joking. So we copy his address. Right here, he found a block for 5.8 ETH. That was like yesterday. You know, 15 grand. No, not 15, my bad. Like about 8-9 grand yesterday. Finds a block, 90 mega hash per second. And I'm like, you may think that I selectively picked this out. Let's keep going through them. This guy, 60 mega hashes. I think 60 mega hashes, it's 2 of these GPUs. You run these 2 GPUs. Let's see how much this guy made in payments. Never got paid. He is way off. He just started mining, at least on Nanopool, he just started mining. And he finds a block. Well, I guess I'm wrong. There's a lot of activity on his... Yeah, he gets paid from somewhere. 0.02 ETH. That's out. Incoming 1 ETH. Took him a year. No, not a year. Anyway, maybe he was mining. I don't know. Maybe he is hiding his hash rate. But even his effective hash rate is pretty low. He finds a block. Okay. This guy, 230 mega hashes. Finds a block. 5.5 ETH. Now, guys, maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I just don't understand. Maybe these are the guys that like use a proxy mining, and they don't report their hash rate. And there is a guy like that. I'll show you. At the end of this list, there is a guy who's like banking a lot of ETH, 0.3 ETH every couple of days. Like it takes me 2 days to make 0.1 ETH, okay? And I have 800 mega hashes. So this guy's making 0.3, 3 times more than I get paid in 5 days with a third of my, like less than half of my mega hash rate. So obviously something is sketchy over there. But we'll get to it. But all these guys, they find blocks, okay? 230 mega hash finds a block. This guy, 117 mega hash. That's like 4 of these GPUs right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 finds a block. The cost of these today is $1,200. Okay, maximum. That's like super overpriced. 6 months ago, this would sell for $900 altogether. He finds a block that's worth $8,000, $9,000. Is it possible? I don't know. Let's look at his payments. He only got paid once, pretty much like 6 days ago. and it's gonna take him another 5 days. So once in 10 days, he gets paid 1/10 of an ETH. Yeah, no, that's his correct. He's not hiding anything. That's his actual hash rate. You know, it takes 10 days to make 0.1 ETH. Pretty right, pretty correct. Maybe a little bit overstated, overinflated, but whatever. So yeah, another guy, 63 mega hashes. Like, he's jumping all over the place. He's jumping to like 204. And he got paid, never got paid before, but he finds a block. Yep, 9911, or wherever, like here, 9911 finds a block. 5.4 ETH. Next guy, 600. This is closer to my farm, you know, a little farm, backyard garden. my little mining garden. Kind of inconsistent, but whatever. And this inconsistency here, this is like because I guess like something keeps crashing. Like this guy of society. Yeah, so he's hiding something, or maybe he's not reporting correctly. He's actually at average hash rate same as mine, 828. So identical. How much did this guy get paid? Payments. Total 1 ETH takes him about 10 days to get paid. Here he got 6 days. Yeah, about right. For his mega hash, 4 days for 0.2. It takes me 2 days for 0.1 ETH. So it takes him 4 days for 0.2 ETH. Just about right. Finds a block. Copy. Finds 2 blocks! Guys, this is insane! He finds 2 blocks! Within 16 minutes of each other. 16 minutes and 15 seconds. He finds 2 blocks. 7.5 ETH. No, yeah, 7.7 ETH combined. I don't know what to tell you guys. This guy has same hash rate as I do. Alright? He finds 2 blocks within 510, 527. 16 minutes and 15 seconds. Times 1750. $13,500 he found in 16 minutes. That's almost 1,000 per minute. This guy. I think my the milliseconds, the ping is kind of very slow. Today I was like thousands of milliseconds, like 30, 50 thousands of milliseconds. That's why you see 2 rejected shares. That was, I don't know what's going on with my network. I really need to like run wired network. I'm gonna go buy some Cat 5 cable. But anyway, so this guy finds a block. He earned, okay, so this is the guy that's like a little bit of a scam. You know, he reports 331 mega hash. Finds 1 block, 5 ETH, okay? But look at his payouts. He earned 150 ETH. Like, he has, you know, 40% of, like, almost the same as this rig. You add a couple cards to this and we have the same hash rate. Okay? His minimum payout is 0.3 ETH, alright? Right here. He gets paid every 6 days. So let's go back. February 1st, he gets paid 0.3 ETH. January 25th, he gets paid 0.3 ETH. January 20th, 0.3 ETH. So with my hash rate, it would take 6 days to make 0.3 Ethereum. Alright? And look at the calculator. He should be making 0.65 in 1 month. But in the month of January, he made, well, we'll include February because here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2.1 ETH he made. And he only has 321 mega hash. That's BS. So he's hiding something. Probably one of those proxy miners. 150 Ethereum he made. I don't know like his hash rate, but he's been mining on here since 2017. I don't know what his hash rate was back then, but doesn't matter. But this guy, 2 blocks within 16 minutes. That is crazy, guys. I wanna find him again. Two blocks in 16 minutes. Oops. So block 11818488, then 11818417. Finds 2 blocks within 16 minutes. Should I start solo mining? I really gotta fix my internet. I'm thinking about quitting Comcast, but now, so I got this T-Mobile Wi-Fi 5G router, all right. And I'm thinking about, I hate Comcast. I'm thinking about quitting Comcast, but like with the deal, I think if I mine, I actually cannot do that. I'm not sure. Although I have 2 of my rigs sitting on that router. I have 2 of my rigs sitting on that router. On the T-Mobile 5G router in the garage because I don't have good internet reception there. So, and I don't know what the ping is. 150 milliseconds. I gotta see like what other guys get for ping. That's really interesting. I think 150 is okay, but this was just like I was getting 0.2 megabits per second of download speed on this thing. I don't know. Maybe it was the updates. Okay. Suspending install. Maybe the updates were downloading and slowing everything down. Maybe I should like pause the update, say that this is a metered connection, then it's not gonna download updates. I don't know, but for some reason on this machine, internet is super slow. I gotta really use Ethernet for all of them. It's using Wi-Fi. So like a bunch of this. This is 2 different brands of one is Tenda, one TP-Link. Anyway, 2 blocks in 16 minutes, guys. I don't know what it is. Like, there's a guy on YouTube. He kind of talks a lot, so it's hard for me to watch his videos. Like, he keeps on repeating the same thing. But the information is kind of interesting. Proxy mining. So you set up a proxy. This is how I understand. I haven't really researched it yet. You set up a proxy, something, and all your miners connect to that proxy server that's local to you. So your ping to the proxy server is very short. Very fast, like boom, 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 within 1, 2, 3, 5 milliseconds, okay? And then the proxy connects to the pool. The idea is that you get the reward for mining, all right? For finding the block, that's the idea. But here, all these smaller guys finding blocks. Now, okay, so I'm almost done with my list of. These are the guys I just saved. I actually put them in favorites so I wouldn't lose them, you know. Okay, this guy. Let's look. Copy his address. Finds a block 5 ETH, 4.95 ETH. Alright. So, what's he doing? 560 mega hash per second. Drops here and there. 2 rigs, 1 and 2. What's his payout? Made 1.6 ETH since December. Not bad. Just got into mining. Has 500 mega hash, pretty good. Got about, 3 grand worth of ETH. So far paid off one of his rigs. Maybe, a little bit of electric. Now, I don't know if you should sell or not, like, my electric is super expensive. I sold 5 ETH at $1,200. I already lost 3 grand on that. If I waited, almost 6 ETH I sold. And I waited 3 years for that, I'm keeping the rest of it so far. Just to kind of cover costs because so far it's been out of pocket. And another thing, like US tax system is kind of really broken, where you mine ETH and you have to pay taxes on it, or you never made any money yet until you sell. And back then you sold for $300, $200. Oh man, that's crazy. So I don't know. Basically, I think most of us can afford $100 for electricity to keep one rig going 24/7 for however long. And look at this guy. He kept one rig going. Maybe 2 rigs. How many workers he has? 3 workers. So 3 rigs, okay, let's say he's using 1200 watts of electricity and paying 13 cents per kilowatt hour, which is average in US. Okay, so he's paying like $1,500 a year for electric, $125 per month. Most people can afford $125 per month. Like I stopped smoking. That's 2 months of electricity. 2 months of electricity. Anyway, so I don't know enough about solar mining yet. So we're going to come back to this topic, and I hope that I can actually start solar mining and finding the blocks for myself, because it's kind of stupid to mine for the pool. Although, like, the likelihood of you finding a block is pretty low, and I'm gonna make a video on that. And that's pretty simple. You just take like hash rate, calculate how many blocks are found in a day. So average block time is like 13 seconds, 13.5 seconds. We can look it up here. Okay. So stats, block time, 13.5 seconds average. Okay. And you divide the number of seconds in a day, so that's $3,600 in an hour. Times 24 times 365 divided by 13.5. In 1 year, there's 2,336,000 blocks found per year. Okay? If I did my math right. And then, what's the, not the difficulty. Let's go to the charts. Not difficulty, we need hash rate. Network hash rate. Okay. So hash rate was, I don't even know what it means, 383 gigahash. 383,000. Okay. So anyway, I'll do the calculation. I just need to. I'm sure there are tools. There are definitely calculators of, like, solar mining calculators out there. Actually, maybe I'll make one. But anyway, so you can basically estimate how long it will take you with your hash power to find a solar block. But these guys they keep finding blocks. It's insane. Let me show you. So like, let's go to blocks. Let's close all this because they're cherry picked. And you may say like, oh yeah, you just found those that are low hash rate. Okay, let's go from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I think we're gonna draw like a home miner somewhere in the neighborhood of like 1500, like 1.5 gigahash, 1500 megahashes, alright? Something above it is more or less professional. Okay. Home miner, same megahash rate as mine. RX 570, RX 576, okay, 4 rigs, 800 megahashes, 850. Made a total of 2.8 ETH. Finds a block, alright? 322 megahashes. 3 rigs, total of 20 Ethereum that he found in the last, since 2000, What? What? Since 2018, since March 2018, he found 20 Ethereum. He's sitting on 322 mega hashes. Workers, I guess he goes on and off. I don't know, maybe his hash rate is actually higher. I don't know. Finds a block. 1.6 mega hash, alright? So this is more or less of a professional, but still like manageable. I mean, only double the size of my farm. My farm is like 3 rigs, 2 of them pretty big. 12 or 13 GPU and a 6 GPU. I have a total of 20 GPUs running right now. So okay, this guy made 22 Ethereum total. In how long? Since July 2020. So in about 6 months, 7 months, he made 22 Ethereum, but he has a pretty big farm, 1600 mega hashes, right? But the first two guys so far, they're pretty small potatoes. Your apartment miner, 2-3 miners in an apartment, or like a college dorm guy. Okay, so we closed the first big one we closed. Remember, we opened 20, and we're leaving the small guys under 1500 mega hashes. So here's 327 mega hash guy found. Big boss, low boss. That's the miner names. Payments made a total of 17 ETH since June 2017. So mined for about 2.5 years with 327. It's 2 rigs at 570s each, even less. That would be like 360. He's at 327, so maybe like 11 RX 570s, 580s with 8 gigabytes. 161 mega hash. Nano miner. Found a lot of shares. Payments 1.35 ETH. This looks like a legit guy since 2018. He hasn't mined for 2 years, 2.5 years. He hasn't mined. He just started back in like January. 161 mega hash. Shut down for 2.5 years. Just restarted. I'm gonna get paid in 6 hours, $170. Oh yeah, this is a big guy, 27 giga hash. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Look how many rigs they got. But these guys, they're banking like 150, 200 grand a month. Payments, 600 Ethereum they got paid. Let's look at the calculator. Okay, 97,000 a month they're making with 26 giga hashes. That's crazy. And I'm not even gonna go and try to see if they're faking it or not. Okay, so we close them off. They're big. This is a small guy, 1,000 mega hashes reported. 2 workers. Damn, that's a lot. That's a lot of mega hash for two mining rigs. Let's look how much this guy made. 2.6. Since started in December with 1,000 mega hashes, 2.6 ETH. Not bad. Okay, we're keeping this guy. 22. Yeah, this is a big guy. We're closing him. Big guy. 10 giga hashes, a lot of miners. Closing him. 25, 30 giga hash, close. Okay, I'm human. I am human. What the hell? Votes. Next. Votes. Alright. Oh wow, look at this guy. Something wrong with this guy. Finds a block and disappears. 500 mega hash per second. That's pretty insane. This is pretty crazy. Look at that. What's his lifetime? 650 Ethereum lifetime. Been mining forever. I don't know why they're hiding their whatever. I'm gonna close him. Come on. We're already verified. What's wrong with you? Alright. So This one, okay, big guy, 7 gigahashes, 8 gigahashes. Small guy, 600 megahash, 3-4 rigs, 1060s, guys. I have some 1060s, 580s. You know, this is the old school guy. 3.3 ETH. He only started mining in September of last year. 5 months, 4 months. Where did he get all this ancient hardware? That's crazy. Okay. Find the block, 600 megahash. Okay, big guy, 8 gigahash, we close him. 750 megahash. 4 rigs. So about 180 each. Say 6 RX 580s in each of them. Total made 115 Ethereum. This guy mined since September 2017. Back then, like, it was 5 ETH payout, super low difficulty, like people were making money left and right back then. Not money, banking ETH, like mining ETH left and right. Money-wise, it actually hit 1400 in 5 months from there. Then it went downhill. But it was on the rise back in September. I think it was like $200-300. This guy has been consistent with his 4 RX 580 rigs, equivalent of RX 580 rig, okay? So 180 megahash each times 4. And you can see here, 4 rigs. And he is making about $2,800 per month. 1.6 Ethereum per month. Made 116 ETH lifetime. $200,000 he made. Okay, let's calculate his electric cost. So I have a bunch of those 580s, 570s. I know exactly how much power they use. So each is about 900 watts. You can get them to 850, 8, depending on the card. Like I have a Red Devil. That thing is so power hungry, it's insane. So 900 watts each. Okay, 900 times 4, so that's 3.6 kilowatts. 3.6 times 0.135. 335. Okay. So it costs them 48 cents per hour to run these rigs. Times 24. Times 365. You know how much he spends a year on electricity? Average. Again, he could be in Massachusetts spending double that. Like, idiot like me. Or he could be like in Indiana and spending half of that. But average in US, $4,200 he spends on electricity per year. So he's been mining for 3.5 years. So multiply that times 3.5. He spent 15 grand on electricity in 3.5 years. That's a lot. Not saying it's not. He mined $200,000 worth of coin. Let's say he spent back then, it was still inexpensive. He started building his rigs back then, spent maybe 2 grand a rig. Tops. So 8,000 plus 15,000, $23,000 total cost. He mined $200,000 worth of Ethereum. So, okay, we can go, let's just finish these 3 left. Okay, 4 gigahashes, 600 megahash. Just started mining. New guy finds a block. Okay, just under 1500 cutoff. But they have a lot of rigs, 9 rigs, okay? And they probably made a lot of money. 68 ETH. Started mining in a long time ago, 2018. Also bought their equipment very cheap, 2018, July 2018. Everything was for sale back then. ETH was $300, couldn't sell it anymore. People were shutting down. This guy starts mining. Kept mining. Never stopped. 2019. Stops in... No, never stops. Keeps mining. Back then he bought his rigs for about 1,500 each. Maybe less. Probably like 1,200, 1,000 each. Started mining in July 2017. Ethereum price. 1773 right now. Okay, so let's go 2017. Go to January 2018. What am I doing? January it peaks at $1,400, I believe. Middle of January, and been going down ever since. How do I like? Okay, middle of January it peaks at 1365, and by July it is down to $450. People start selling their rigs, and it keeps going down. By August it's 320, by September it's 280, mid-September it's 200, below 200. Yeah, so this guy buys in at the low point, $450 ETH back then. It was kind of high at the time, for the time. And he keeps mining. Anyway, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 20 are miners below 1500 mega hashes finding blocks. And I can keep going down the list, but there's a lot of them, guys. I'm not making this up. This is what we have on Nanopool. Should we solo mine? I don't know. 2 blocks in 16 minutes? That's crazy. Look, at my hash rate, it will take me like 3 months to get. No. 6 months. Like 7.5, like 5 months to get that kind of a. Let's go to what to mine. So we have 815 mega hash. Calculate. Right now, per month, let's look at this guy. One of these guys, it's almost like the same as me. Okay, this guy is a little higher. It's a little lower. Yeah, look, let's look at this guy. I'm just below him. I'm like 30 mega hashes lower than this guy. So, what 1.7, I can find probably 1.7 ETH per month. So 7.7, that's 2 block reward that the guy found in 16 minutes. Do the math. 4.5 months of mining it will cost me. It will take. And on top of that, it would cost me like close to $2,000 in electricity. Whew. That is insane. But then I would mine like 7.5 ETH. It's not bad. Anyway, guys, so let's wrap it up. I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna research solo mining, but first I gotta fix my internet problems because like it's unbelievably slow. You know, I can show you over here. Come on, wake up. So let's zoom in. Speed test. Begin. Oh, now it's not bad. I used to be at like over here somewhere. 0.3, 0.2. Wow. I restarted my router. Anyway. Alright guys, so takeaway from all of this. Keep mining. If prices go down, don't shut your whole farm. You know, spend $100 on electricity a month. Keep mining. At least leave one miner on. Your most efficient miner. You know, like the lowest power consumption. For me, it's the NVIDIA cards. I'm actually probably gonna sell on my AMD 580s and RX Vega and they're super inefficient. Like, so this is using 70 watts and has 32 mega hashes, and I have an RX 580 Red Devil, 32 mega hashes. By the way, I could never get 32 mega hashes on it until this year, and I had to reprogram the BIOS. Like, I spent about 10 hours messing with that GPU alone. That one GPU, 10 hours of my life, and it's using double the power. It's showing like 110 watts at in the miner itself, and then it shows it's probably another 20, 30, probably another 30 watts for memory and whatnot, everything else. 140, double the electricity of this guy. So why would I keep the RX 580? I'd rather just buy this. I mean, the electricity alone will pay for itself. The electricity saving will pay for itself in 1 year, So keep your rigs going, at least one of them, keep it going, Be like that guy. He stayed on for 2.5, 3 years and made 11 ETH. Getting paid once in 2 months, that is some patience. That's a lot of patience, and so if you're just getting into mining, change your mindset maybe a little bit. Don't look at it, oh, I gotta get my money back within 90 days. Like now, 3 years later, I think it's a wrong mindset. Just keep it running, and eventually, even if it drops now, eventually it will come back up. Maybe in 2-3 years. Like, look at it. There is, like, ETH gone down, Bitcoin gone down. Even like, not between 2018 and now, but way before that, people kept on mining when it was not profitable, and the crypto just came up and up and up. It goes down, but then it comes up. Another thing. Unless you have to pay your expenses, don't sell it. Hodl what you don't need. I personally, I'm getting solar. You can see like this here is a 400 watt panel. Now, it's actually not going to produce 400 watts because that's maximum efficiency, probably more like 320. But 3 of those panels will power this rig. I got 10. The problem is the sun is not out all the time, but then you just get more panels. That panel is $140, $130. My inverter, $700. I can support 10 of those panels, 11. And the inverter I use, it also actually like charges the battery. Lithium batteries has a MPPT charge controller in it. So like it's a solar inverter, MPPT charge controller. You can hook 2 of them together to get 240 volts. That's probably more like if you need an air conditioner like this. This is a 240 volt air conditioner. As far as running the rigs, it still gives you the same 25 amps per inverter, but so you can't get, you still have that 3000 watts per inverter AC maximum output. So, but they're super cheap. They have built-in charge controller, inverter. You can plug them into the grid, and when your batteries drain, it will use the grid power to recharge the batteries and power the inverter. So the inverter will be like a middleman. Charging the batteries. When solar comes on, it's going to use the solar power. I think it's a pretty sweet setup. I'm going to put up as many of those solar panels as I can, and just keep on mining. Yeah, 10 years is a long time. I mean, 3 years is a long time, but I haven't really noticed. Once you kind of like, the problem is that this is time consuming. It's energy drain. So maybe like running a full-time farm, it's kind of crazy unless it's like your job. But 2-3 rigs, if you optimize them, make sure they don't crash all the time. Don't overclock them. What I'm gonna do is basically I have these smart plugs right here. All right. So I'm gonna put them on schedule. I'm gonna schedule them to shut down every 12 hours and then restart every 12 hours, and then 1 minute later restart. So what I will do is, if the miner is hung up, it's gonna restart automatically. And if it's kind of iffy, it's going to restart automatically and just like clear everything out. Everything automated. It starts like as soon as power is restored, the motherboard turns on, and the Windows loads, the miners start. Pretty like my idea is as little automation as little involvement as possible. So downclock a little bit just to keep it running and not have to spend hours and hours trying to troubleshoot it. So now I'm going to have to deal with internet, but once I set it up, once I run my Cat 5 cable throughout the house, I'm not gonna have to worry about it. Like I kept dealing with it 3 years ago when I was mining, and now, and even like for my regular internet, I still have that problem. So Throughout the house, I don't get good reception. So I think running Cat5 cable, Ethernet cable is a good idea anyway. So alright guys, yeah, keep on mining. If you like me, on Shabbos, I'm Jewish, on Shabbos I shut down, so I'm going to schedule my smart plugs to just shut it down. So on Friday night to Saturday night, you guys are gonna make a little bit more ETH than usual because I shut down. But other than that, keep on mining. Alright, thanks for watching. This was long. I'm gonna make another video about solo mining. I'm gonna research it and make a video about it if I find something. But 9 out of 10 guys, 9 out of 20 guys that found blocks within last 20 minutes or so, last 30 minutes, maybe last few hours on Nanopool, they were all below 1500 megahash. All small potatoes. You know, your home backyard basement miner. So you should do it, and maybe you should look into solo mining as well. But even if you do, if you pull mine like most people, like I do right now, don't shut down. Keep one rig going, maybe two if you can afford it. You know, it will pay for itself. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna leave my wallet if you want to donate to help the channel going. But yeah, thanks for watching. By the way, I have a bunch of other mining videos, so like how to build this frame over there. This 6 GPU mining frame, this 12 GPU mining frame, how to overclock the 1660s with Hynix memory, how to overclock the general 1660s to get 32 mega caches. You know, not a full-blown mining channel, but a lot of good info. I hope so. So, see you in the next one. Peace.